Aries, welcome to Free.Spirit.Tarot. This is going to be your September 2020 Sun, Moon, Rising. I did your reading earlier, but my phone had messed up and it was getting very good, so I'm going to continue where I left off. Everything is still in place, so you'll just have to trust what's going on. For the most part, the energies that you had for September were of a very light-hearted manner, light-hearted demeanor, and very uplifting. There were some things that were getting in the way of you trying to finalize something and really get something done. You know, there were like some hiccups here and there that stopped you on your road, but you still became successful in executing whatever it is that you were trying to execute. Alright? So we're going to start off with your emanations, aka heaven or hell, that are already pulled, pre-pulled. And then we're going to jump into the tarot with your with the Mystic Mondays, which is already still set into motion from the last reading that messed up. So, the first card that came out was the Uriel, Angel of Flame in reverse. And in reverse, it is about having that energy, right? That energy that compels you to move forward, that allows you to burst out of the bed and get going and get moving and seek the truth and illuminate life more and more. Although this energy is just burning inside you and it is not being used to its full potential. It is not being used to the best potential that it can be used. The Uriel in reverse. You have a potential in you that's not being utilized completely. You also have Heaven, Azrael, Angel of Death in reverse. There's a transformation that is not happening within your life that needs to take place. A transformation that you feel coming and you've been calling for it, but it's not quite there. It's not quite activated yet. You're not fully ready for the transformation. You need to call for it more. You need to be moving towards it more. You need to be wanting it more. The transformation needs to have more thought to it or more manifestation to it. You need to long for that transformation more. Really hone in on transforming your life. And finally you had Keter, Hell. Shining light on your spirituality at this time is very much the key here for September. Shining light on what spirituality is to you and how to grow much more spiritually. Really figuring out what it is you need to gain that heightened sense of spirituality within your life to be growing more and more. If you're new here to Free Spirit Tarot, if you hear any noises or anything, my rule is that everything resonates and you might need to hear it pertaining to whatever it is that you're doing. Now, Aries, shuffling the deck, the first card you got was the Four of Cups in reverse. So you're grounding yourself this month by really trying to stabilize your emotions. You're stabilizing your emotions this month by releasing a particular emotion that has been weighing in on you for quite some time. You're really concentrating all your energy on something and then you're releasing it. And I feel as though it's releasing it to the people that you're close to, people that are in your circle, the same kind of creative activity that you've been in. You're putting that energy into it, really honing in on how you deeply feel about it, and then trying to be very creative, more and more, putting more energy into it, more energy into your friends and associates, really illuminating the energy that you have within you to the world to see where it will go. To ground your energy, to ground yourself, to really be grounded throughout this month. You have the Princess of Swords in reverse, desiring to really talk about what you're doing, to really show the world how ambitious you are, showing the world that the steps that you're taking is moving forward. You're showing the world that you're really moving forward in whatever it is that you want to do, which is grounding yourself. You want to take action on how you feel emotionally. You're honing in on that emotion and you're pushing it out and figuring out where to go based upon the things that you're already created in. You know, because you really want to have a new path, and a new path in life is something that's very much very new when it comes to being ambitious, being logical, being creative. You have a new creative thing that you want to push your energy into that's kind of you're used to, you know? It's like a new way of pushing your energy out in a creative way. So you want to show the world that you're doing something new within what you've already been doing. And you're doing more talking than doing at this time with the Princess of Swords in reverse. It's more so being on a new path, but more so communicating about it. Although you're trying to ground yourself by really pushing all your emotions into a particular place, a particular creative idea, or a particular relationship that you're currently dealing with at this time. You have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So you're really questioning the instability within yourself at this time. You're grounding yourself by really honing in your emotions and taking action on those things, but you're sort of manifesting situations where you don't feel secure within yourself. You don't feel as though you're realizing your true value or your true worth, in a sense. As you're going through the month, you're sort of bringing in that energy from other people, and they're giving you these reactions that make you feel that you're not grounded, or maybe the things that you're jumping into that are creative aren't really necessarily giving you the results that you want, and you feel as though I'm not really grounded, or I'm not really building things that I need. I'm not really building it the way it needs to be built, you know? I'm not really building it in a solid manner, you know? And so this is like what you're kind of manifesting in, you know? So based upon how you're thinking throughout this month, so you can understand it, so you can catch it, is in the form of you manifesting situations where you feel as though you're not grounded within yourself. You feel as though you're not stable within. You feel as though you don't have a ground to stand on. And this is causing you to not have patience for the things that you have around you, making you frustrated with all the things that you have built, all the things that you have attracted and already have manifested. You could also be attracting and manifesting in somebody here who kind of wants something from you without giving you anything back. They want to pull from your energy. They kind of want to drain your energy in the form of draining the things that you have around you, whether it's in the form of food, entertainment, something tangible. It could be anything physical, you know. So throughout you could be dealing with somebody that you keep manifesting in. It could be a relationship, could be a person you constantly communicate with or share creative activities with. You have the Empress. So you're really expanding in your lavishness, really expanding and treating yourself very well. Eating the things that you want to eat and adding and incorporating in some healthy diets, you know, some healthy regimens, you know, here and there. Really kind of creating a little bit of life within yourself, within your life. And it's not even a little bit. You know, throughout September, you're really expanding on this ability that you have to really create in the world, create new things. As you're grounding yourself with the Four of Cups in reverse by pushing out that emotion, that strong emotion. So you're not bottling things in, you're not holding things in. You're feeling deeply about a situation, and then you express how you desire. You express your desires. And this is to ultimately allow you to create a situation that you can expand on. And throughout the month, you'll be expanding more and more in the form of creating lots of things. Lots of things will be created as you ground yourself, as you push those emotions out. You'll be grounding yourself more and more. You'll be creating more and more. Things will be building around you. You'll be making more friends and creating group situations. You'll be creating all new types of dishes. You'll be creating new projects, and those things will be blooming and blooming because you'll be creating more and more to it. More will be added to it, and more will come from it because you're honing your information. You're holding all of your emotions into this form of creating, you know. You're doing a lot of talking at this time, so you will be communicating a lot of the things that you are creating. So try to just be aware that you are going to be talking about a lot of the things that you're creating. You're going to be creating a lot of things. A lot of things are going to be coming out of what you're creating here. It's just going to be a lot of things. And you're going to be talking about it more and more and more because your desire to speak about it. You desire to speak about it. You desire people to know that you're on a new path. You desire for people to see you as very ambitious and on a new start. In the past, you had really felt exhausted because you put so much into a particular area. And now you're sort of releasing those emotions, grounding yourself. In the past, you were dealing with some type of job or some type of routine or something that just you were dealing with every day, and you got tired of it. You know, putting so much into these cups that just was stagnated. You know, you filled someone's cup up, and it's not like they didn't fill your cup up, but I mean, they probably didn't. Instead, it's almost like you filled their cup up and then they just left that cup there. It's like you kept filling things up and they just didn't care for it. They just left it there, and you decided that, hey, you know what? I don't really feel like filling up these cups anymore because they're just stagnated energy that's just not blooming and blossoming anywhere. I'd rather go somewhere else. And so for real, it's almost like you take those cups, you take all those energies, and either you put it into one or you just try them out. Instead of putting it into people, you put that energy out into the world. You release it. You hone in on what you filled up. You hone in on the energy that you've given to others. And instead you give it to the world. Or you give it to something new, or you give it in a new way. So you hone in on all your energy and you give it in a new way. You release that energy. So it's almost like you're not filling no one's cup up. You're more so releasing that energy out into the world instead of releasing it into another person. So you're doing it for the sake of yourself now. You're just releasing that emotion out, not trying to fill someone's cup up or really hone in on the situation, but more so grounding yourself by releasing all that you have been trying to deal with in the past because you felt as though you needed to move past that. You felt as though whatever you was dealing with on a day-to-day basis was just really something that was just exhausting you emotionally, and you just couldn't deal with it too much. You just couldn't bear to deal with it. And it's looking good for the future. It's looking pretty good because you're creating a lot, and you're going to be looking very good doing so. Okay? You have the Three of Swords. So throughout September, you really want to restrict yourself from not dealing with the pain. You want to deal with all the pain that you have to deal with. Okay? Whatever pain that you have to deal with, you need to deal with it. Try not to run from the pain in September. You want to deal with the pain and then release it. You want to deal with it and release it the best way possible to ground yourself, okay? So try not to run from the pain throughout September. It is not the best time to do that. In September, you really want to deal with what is painful to you and what has hurt you already, okay? Try not to run from the pain in September. It is not going to do you any good. It is only going to make things worse, okay? If you deal with the pain now, you'll be able to create the life that you want. And then you have the Star card here. So you find that you just run into the right direction. Your direction clears up. Your direction is illuminated to you. You start moving in the right place. You start moving in the right places. You start finding the right people. You start illuminating the right conversations, the right responses, the right opportunities just start coming to you because you're falling right into place where you need to be. As you allow these emotions not to bottle up and you push them out and ground yourself very firmly, and start creating the life, expanding and creating things that you want to create for the sake of yourself and whatever it is that you're trying to build, because you're desiring to be very seen as ambitious on this new start that you're on, okay? This direction is very clear to you. It is going to nurture you. You being on this new direction is going to bring the nourishment to your life. It is going to fill you up and make you feel very whole. You're going to know where you're going, and you're going to know the path that you're seeking as you're moving forward. The new path. You're going to be on this direction, and you're going to feel as though you know exactly where you need to go and what paths throughout your month that you need to seek and take action on. And then you have the World card in reverse, underlining energy. You know, things weren't really evolving the way that you wanted them to. Things were really just not moving in your favor. It is almost like time slowed down to the point where you couldn't stand how stagnated you were, and you just wanted to burst through and get things done and get past the situation. And I understand that, because it's almost like you really wanted to show the world, and you really want to show the world what it is to move on to something new, to start something new. But it is really coming in the form of you talking more about it than doing it. So I would say really watch out for that. So Aries, this is your September 2020 Sun, Moon, Rising. I appreciate you being at Free Spirit Tarot. If it resonates, like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for more videos that I do here in the future. And until next time, Aries, I will see you later.